Steve here for Red Flag Life. Yes, the place where if you already notched up a red flag, you're not a 21-year-old that's trying to avoid red flags. In my vintage, almost with a 5 in front of your age, and people with 4 in front of their age, maybe 6 in front of their age, plus or minus, yada yada. A place where we like to be angels, but sometimes we've had to act like mammals, and acting like the mammal has got us into a red flag state, and we stuffed up our life, and here we are. Yeah, here we are. You clicked on today. You clicked on this episode. What's this episode? Before I name the episode, I record the episode, and my intention for the episode title is something like Women's Work. Women's work is never done. A woman's work. Something like that. You know what the title is before I know. Wow. But I know the content before you. But someone will know what I'll be pretty much saying for any regular listeners. I don't think there's any regular listeners or viewers, but it's there. Anyway, woman's work, just some riffing today. Some riffing about woman's work. There was a movie in the last decade. The daughter is hanging out with mum and adult daughter, and she's a beautician or something, and I wish I knew the name of the movie, but some will probably know, oh yeah, that one there. So, why aren't you married yet? And just gotta pay the bills, mum, and haven't met anyone yet, and gotta work. You still work? As in, I was more accurately sort of stated something like, you work for your money? Oh, fuck. And that was a crack up. And basically, mum's been going through life. Basically, there's no female that's homeless because they just need to provide access, and they got a roof, they got resources, and depending on the quality of your access, you get a better home and more resources. Oh, what a concept. And then there's these thoughts about never trust, never rely on a man, always get your own education, get your own career, because men will fuck you up. Well, guess what, ladies choose the men. Men propose, women dispose. 80% of breakups and divorces, separations as well, initiated by the woman. And you ladies have the power. Okay. What also women are good at is playing the victim. It's necessary. Playing a victim is quite necessary in a society, because then the white knights will come and save you. Depending on the quality of your victimhood, then depends on what sort of knights come after you. Yes. So I disagree. You ladies have the power to choose a quality man. Sometimes a man that's entrepreneurial, he's not bringing home the bacon. You start to shit test him, he gets the shits with you, you get the shits with him, and then gone. Plenty of fish in the sea sort of thing. And, plenty of fish, there's a Tinder competitor out there. And so, ladies, you have the power to choose and to steer with your powers of manipulation, otherwise known as I only know it as manipulation. Otherwise known as guilting, guilt trip, victimization. I used to term it things like forced by guilt and tears. Men have got the muscle, but because muscle is not accepted as a form of force, they're defenseless. Men are defenseless, and men don't have the vocabulary of guilt and tears. They don't have the victimhood vocabulary. Men have a more logical mind, and because men have got muscle, not allowed to use it though, they're more practical, and they're not talented to use guilt and tears. All they've got is their mouth left, and sometimes what comes out of their mouth is abuse, and oh my god, they're toxic. Yeah. I'm just riffing here. I'm not unpacking anything in particular. Yes, sort of in particular, a woman's work. Yes, I do advocate for most women, but other women which are a bit more talented in art or business or academia, any other talent out there, fine. Bring some good to the world. Maybe you need to, maybe you're just holding back on having your children, or it's also acceptable to not have children as well, but don't just all of a sudden go to uni, do whatever course, because gone are the days where university used to be where you go to actually learn how to critically think and how to actually learn and think for yourself. These days, university is just another form of accreditation to get a better job. Get a better job, then you can afford Botox. You can't say that. Well, I just did. And 80% of a shopping mall, a shopping centre is made for women. The 20%, the clothing shop, well, that's for women as well, right? For the guys, the guys' clothing shop, half of that is for the women to buy the clothes for the men. But anyway, those electronic shops, the hi-fi shop, and the electronics store is for the guys. The food court, a lot of that is for the guys. But that's pretty much it. Not much guy stuff out there in the shops. Just a few insights I'm chucking in. So a woman's work. Back to the moral of today's click title. If a woman chooses to marry a man, the power of choice. Women have the power of choice. They hope a quality man approaches them, and then they'd say, "Oh, cool. All right, I choose you." That's fine, but if you're not a 9 or a 10 woman, then I'm afraid don't be grandiose, ladies. You have to accept. If you're a 7, you might have to accept the guy that's a 6 that has a potential to bring home the moolah. If you're a lady that's a 5 and a 6, well, you can't be picky. You can't offer the V-bomb as a way to get the 8, 9, 10 lads, the men out there, if you're a 6 and a 7 woman, because you just gave me access for a 6 woman. I'm a 9 man. Do you really think that I'm going to stick around with you? No, it's not going to happen. So that's why we get the whole, use me. Well, fuck, you used him. You're hoping that he bonds with you, falls in love with you, and then you're set. You're set with a guy with good looks and good income, and your kids will be well cared for. But it doesn't work that way. You need to be honest. I was going to say that women know where they are. I think deep inside, women know if there are 4, 7, or 9, or whatever. But they're quite grandiose. We've got the whole hypergamy thing. And yeah, fair enough. We understand women and hypergamy, and that's a good thing. Women have this hypergamy biological state where they choose men equal and above, hopefully above their status, income potential, sometimes looks. So yeah, that's fine. But sometimes you need to be real, honest with yourself, with some integrity. Because if you're not honest, that's when you end up as a red flag, right? So a woman's work is never done. Yeah. Don't rely on the man. Have your own career. But when you have your own career, if you're a woman that becomes a professional in something like doctor, lawyer, that's the upper side. If you're arts degree and you're now working for government, on 50k, you're not going to accept a 30k guy. You're going to look for an 80, 100k guy, hopefully 200k guy, right? That's how grandiose ladies are. That's fine, but you can't blame the dude for their choices. If the 6 offers access to the 9 guy and then he dumps her, it's not the guy's fault, it's the woman's fault. He offered a nuclear option with access and he took it and ran. What do you expect? Yeah, so with the whole woman's work is never done, if the woman chooses to be a housewife, it's like a derogatory term. I don't think it's derogatory, right? A stay-at-home mom, a stay-at-home wife, where a woman's made that decision to stay at home and support the husband and keep the household and the kids. That is important work for society, culture, our community. And those women that think that a stay-at-home mum, wife, that you're useless. No. Okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with being a wife, mother, and then afterwards grandmother plus to be stay-at-home, caring for your loved ones. A woman staying at home, supporting the house, therefore supporting the husband can bring home more dough. He's got more chance to concentrate on the career and bringing home more dough, money, right? And in many cases, instead of both of you working for an average of say 50 grand a year, the woman's staying at home. The husband might earn 80, 120 grand a year if he's supported at home. It's not just the wife supporting the man. I mean, the man is supporting the wife, like with bringing home the bacon, the resources, right? Why should that be anything wrong with that? Why is that wrong? Having a mother always at home to bring the kids up when the kids come in. It's better to have mother, or in that case, if it's a high-flying lady, rare cases for the father to be at home, fine. But one parent should be at home, rather than taking your kids to daycare. Leave her with okay, let's face it, childcare is a low rent sort of occupation, and it's not a quality situation for your kids. Often workers that are stressed with taking care of 12 kids, quick nappy change, quick slap of nappy change, and quick get your food down, throw up, you silly kid, go over there to all that sort of thing. Like, they're stressed. Like, what are they going to do? Your kid might inadvertently be neglected, with childcare. So there's nothing wrong with whatever happened to half a century plus ago when mother took care of the children, or one parent stayed home taking care of the children, or in many cases the grandparents, supportive grandparents. Yes, grandma has value when she's old as well. In a case where one broken relationship to the next because you're a high-flying woman, and then you've got this dopamine hit of from age 20 to 40, or 18 to 38, say. That's only 20 years. So how about 38 to 58, and then 58 to 78? That's another 2/3 of your life. What value are you bringing if you've got no community, no family, after the age of 40? So, ladies, you need to, the guy that you pick, yes, get some agency. The men propose, the women dispose. The men just come in, and the woman accept or attract the best man possible, and then fully depend on him. If you fully depend on him, there's a higher propensity that he won't stray, because you're now a good woman. What a concept. You're pleasant. You're a great woman. It's part of the deal. You're providing access. Come on, let's be honest. Sometimes the woman has a bit more libido, a bit more drive. Sometimes the man sleeps around. Sometimes the woman gets the milkman, going back 50 years, and the woman gets the tradesman in the sack or whatever. I don't know. That's unfortunate, but life isn't without risks. But if you create a stable home environment, there'll be less of that. Okay, there will be less risk if nullify the risk. Okay, so that's when we try and be angels, not being the whole mammal thing. So rather than going too much longer, I've made my red flag points for today. There's nothing wrong with a woman that decides to stay at home. That's not a red flag. A red flag is a woman that's had 30 men. A career woman that does accounts, like, it's not the best life, ladies. If you're a super talented mathematician, theoretical physics professor, or philosopher, or some sort of scientist, not just a technician in science, but an actual scientist that's actually contributing to the field, beautiful. And if you really don't want kids, well, don't have kids. Yeah. But don't start panicking at age 37. Oh my goodness. That you want kids. If you have, it's not all of a sudden a panic. Like, if you really don't have kids, I really do believe that you do know this very early on. If you're now 35 and no, that that doesn't really happen. All of a sudden want kids. I don't think that that's really a thing. You pretty much know, ladies, if you're mother material very early on, okay, in your teens, okay. So don't give me that. Don't give me. All of a sudden, I hit 35 and I got clucky and I want a child. I don't buy it. So if you decide not to have kids, that's cool. Don't. If you're not mother material. Clucky if you're now 37, all of a sudden, cluck, and you want a child. Okay. But don't expect miracles, right? So, the moral of today's story, yes, it's very tough to be a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home wife, and doing the whole community thing. It's very valuable. Instilling values in our kids and in the community, on play dates, and we're watching our kids. We don't fucking push our kids to daycare and school, and they're exposed to young psychopaths. Yeah, it's a thing. Young psychopathic kids, little shits. That get exposed to your own child, and then your own child, and they're exposed to things that they shouldn't be exposed to, and oh my goodness, So that's a thing in public schools. Like if I had a chance, my chance again, I'd probably try and do the whole homeschool thing. Oh, how about the social thing? Fuck. You set up play dates and you set up friendships around the neighbourhood. What's wrong with that? What's wrong? And what shits me during like a lockdown sort of situation, and you got Zoom, education Zoom. I know I was wrapping up, but here I go again. You have homeschooling via Zoom, like that. When a child is at school, like most of the lesson is sit down, Johnny, Mary, stop talking, bring me all that sort of stuff, right? And then 10 minutes out of the last 60 minutes is now do this exercise. How you going there, Mary? You got that sentence right? Oh yeah, I mean, and then homeschooling, they give you all this stuff, and mum's going, oh fuck, all this stuff we need to do, and they're there all day. Like, there's not that much work done at school as much as it gets given. Like if you've got a child that's sick or has to stay at home, or here's stuff to do, that's way more than they're doing at school. That is way more than they're doing at school. It's we'll show you. We do a lot at school. Nah, bullshit. So anyway, that's my riff for today. Women's work is very important work, yes, and women's work is never done because hey, you need to support the household and husband or boyfriend and husband to be, or if it's the whole LGBTQ thing, well, that's a different story. But it's division of labour. Okay, the husband is supporting you, and you're supporting the husband. So that whole mammal actions complex needs to stop, because you're going to notch up your red flags by doing that. Let's be an angel and stop the notching up of continuous red flags, and then you grow old and lonely, and it's not a good state. Stop thinking, ladies, that from 18 to 38 things are magic and they continue to be magical after age 38. No, you need to prepare for the other 2/3 of your life. That's where most of your value will come, bringing up the children, keeping the community going. And yes, community is suffering these days because of the whole career woman thing, and needing two incomes, and that really hasn't worked. It hasn't made women any happier. So let's get happy again, ladies. If you're stay-at-home material, there's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with that. And try and be an angel, and your husband will be an angel too. Yes, it goes both ways. The husband needs to be an angel as well for the lady to be an angel. But because women are a bit more emotional beings, you need to make an effort as well, ladies, okay? Or you need to be pleasant, even though inside you want to bring up all these issues with the man and this and that. Just look, there's nothing wrong with waiting, okay, to bring up your concerns. And if you're a lady that's got many concerns, well, just try to sort of pick and choose, you know. Dudes don't want problems. They don't want naggy women. They don't want women that continue to test their integrity, their competence. They do like it sometimes. I'll save the day. Not every moment of their life, for God's sake. Yes, that strategy works, ladies, but not forever. Not when you're 65. Stop testing the competence of your 67-year-old man. Far out. He's had his day. There's other competencies that the dude, your man, your husband, and now perhaps your grandfather, there are, he's probably going to keep on working till he's 75 in this day and age, so be it, right? So ladies, you do have power. You have the power of choosing, and yes, you when things don't work out, you have also the power of manipulation, but try not to get into that state, and hence a red flag. So that's all. That's my riff for today. Bye bye.